This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
What are you going with today, Lisa?
I'm going with underrated, and today I'm submitting eating by yourself. Eating alone is underrated. You get to enjoy the food that much more. Nobody's distracting you, asking you to go grab them a fork or grab the ketchup. They're not asking you deep questions that distract you from your dish. There's nobody around who asks you for a bite. You can go get another serving. Nobody's watching. Who cares? You can eat alone on the couch. You can spill a little bit. Whatever.
All right.
Eating alone is underrated, and that includes going to a pub. Sit alone at a table, bring your book, sit at the bar, watch the sports highlights, get a beer, sit alone in silence. It is so amazing and calming and relaxing. I love it.
Definitely see that it's a way to enjoy the food more as well, with less distraction.
Don't get me wrong, I love good company. I really do. But every once in a while when it's just me and it's silent, or maybe I can listen to a podcast and it's not quote unquote rude to do so at the table.
Which it would be very rude if other people were there. Like,
Yeah.
excuse me, just let me put in my headphones.
Or listen to it on like full sound.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. All right. Yeah, I'll agree. Eating by yourself is pretty dope. So we'll put that in underrated. My overrated today is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who had a chance to win the Stanley Cup yesterday. They had a 3-minute power play, which leaked into overtime. Sorry, a 4-minute power play, 3 minutes of which were kicking off overtime. And they couldn't get it done. You know why? Because they're overrated. They don't actually care. Like, they're talking about how they wanted to lose last night's game
Why?
so that they could go back to Tampa Bay and win it in front of their home fans.
Whoa,
You
that's
don't-
confidence.
Well, exactly. You don't mess with another NHL team that made their way to the Stanley Cup final by taking them lightly. And, like, they have $20 million over the salary cap because they played the game right and pretended Kucherov was hurt all year so he could just come back for playoffs and not be on the books. It's a greasy move in general. I would love to see the Habs come back and at least scare the crap out of Tampa Bay to the fact that they don't think they can brag about losing intentionally to bring it home. Like,
3 more games?
Yeah,
Okay.
Montreal would have to win the next 3, but
It's doable.
they were down to Toronto 3-1 in their series, and they came back and won 3 in a row to win that. We all know how that happened.
Do the Canadians know that was their mentality now?
Well-
now? Do they know, like, oh, they purposely lost? Like, that would fire up. Have you met Montreal Canadian fans?
I know.
I used to bartend at Hudson's, and, like, when they came in with their jerseys on, it was like,
Loud and rowdy.
I had to literally, Ryder, I'm not kidding, hide and shotgun a Red Bull and like slap myself in the face and then go back to work and like prepare to serve them. Like, they are
Intense.
crazy in the best way.
All right. And it was Tampa Bay's mayor that said this. Oh. But the team played like they believed it as well. Like, oh, we'd like to win it at home. Screw off, Tampa Bay. Overrated. All right, we're asking if you could be anybody in the world, even for a brief amount of time. Who would it be?
Ryan Reynolds.
Because he's with Blake Lively and he's the most beloved Canadian celebrity.
Yeah, and he's got a great relationship with Hugh Jackman. So, like, again, the best bromance of all time.
Also, a nice mix of like getting to play superhero roles, getting to play comedy roles.
He's a philanthropist, so he's Canadian's golden boy. Honestly, he can do no wrong.
Plus, he owns a
And
liquor
that
company.
Yeah, that aviation gin is absolutely amazing.
Is it?
He just has endless amounts of liquor. Yeah, really good answer.
Great answer. Thank you.
No problem.
He also co-owns a soccer team in England that was like going down the crapper, and they're turning it around and making like a TV show on this soccer team that they're turning around.
Isn't that just Ted Lasso?
Pretty close.
Pretty sure that's an Apple TV show.
No, but Ryan Reynolds is co-owner now of a team, and it's that's a pretty cool storyline too.
Funny that I just brought up Ted Lasso. The actor in that used to be with Olivia Wilde, who is the person that I wish I could be right now.
You wish you could be Jason Sudeikis?
No, I want to be Olivia Wilde because she is now dating Harry Styles. And they were on a yacht in Italy. There was also paparazzi photos of them like on a cute little Italian patio drinking liquor. And I was like, that's what I want.
That's what you want
With
right
Harry
now.
Styles.
Okay. I would put Dustin Johnson atop my list for a few reasons. He is a professional golfer who has, in my opinion, the purest swing in the game.
I don't think our listeners understand how much Ryder thinks about golf. As soon as he sees grass, he's like, golf. I'm serious.
So Dustin Johnson, not only you get to like travel the world and play the best courses with just a pure swing, like you're going to be in the top 20 every weekend, whether you try or not. But also Paulina Gretzky is his wife.
Yeah.
And you just get to kick it with Wayne. Like
That's your father-in-law?
and like one of your best friends who also likes golf. Like just kicking with Wayne, getting with Paulina. Yeah, that's my answer. Second place answer is Rory McIlroy,
Okay,
also
we get
a golfer,
it.
and also has a smoke show wife.
Two women who live in Atlanta. Their names are Susan and Tia. They work together at a children's healthcare facility. Ironically, both of their husbands were on a waiting list for kidney transplants. When they got back together after the whole COVID pandemic, they were just discussing what was new in their lives. And then when they came to realize that both of their husbands needed one, they were like, I wonder if we're a match for each other's husbands. Yup.
They both were?
They both were an exact match for their each other's husbands.
Right.
So the headline of the story says, coworkers donate their kidneys to save each other's husbands.
And become swingers with each other.
Maybe.
Tell me something good.
I think when you're that close at that point, you're sharing organs, you can share saliva too.
I find it so fascinating. If anybody listening right now has a clue as to how you know that your neighbors are swingers, I want to hear about it.
The upside down pineapple is the real big one these days.
There's that one. There's garden gnomes on your front lawn. Flamingo art.
Okay.
Leaving your garage a little bit open.
Wow, you seem to know a lot about this.
Well, I'm from St. Albert. I think there's a big...
Swinger community there.
I think so.
Oh,
This is just
so?
what I've heard.
I think so.
I'm serious.
Okay.
That's just what I've heard.
My story for Tell Me Something Good today is about two young men, Boy Scouts, who were out riding their bikes, and they heard a woman calling for help. This after some crazy flooding in their hometown.
Oh no, she drowning?
Yeah, she was. So, like, along the riverbank, the ground kept on collapsing into the river. So she ended up getting, thrown into the river unexpectedly. Was really struggling. These two boys jumped into action, dove in, and saved her life, pulled her out of the water. And they already have their badges for swimming and
so
search and rescue,
cute.
so they couldn't get those, but they will be getting a patch for the Lifesaver Award.
How old are these Boy Scouts?
15 and 16.
Nice.
One part of the story I really liked was that the mom was quite concerned about one of the sons who wasn't at home when he should have been.
Oh, yeah.
As they had to, deal with writing up a report with the hospital and things like that. And the mom was really concerned. And then he said, "Don't worry, Mom." He sent her a text. "Just saved a woman's life. I'll be home in a little bit."
Aw.
Tell me something good. It's Throwback Theater on Play 107.
Sure is. And we've got your chance to win a couple of very sweet passes to Landmark Cinemas.
Yep, 2 admissions and some snacks. Of course, we can't let you go to a movie without getting popcorn and drinks. Are you kidding me?
I'm going to put the phones on hold here.
Okay, because you think as soon as we start the scene, people are going to know the answer?
They might. Yeah.
They're probably going to know it. Now, just a side note, off air, we were practicing our lines and we couldn't stop laughing. This scene is known to be wonderful.
Don't give away too much.
But it is weird.
780-784-7107 is our number. We will head to the phones right after we end the scene.
Yep, okay.
And the first person to identify the movie will win the passes.
Okay.
Are you ready? I got some background ambiance.
You know that you have the first line, right?
Yes.
Okay. Action.
What are we doing?
Do you think in another life I could have been a bird?
What do you mean?
Like reincarnation?
I don't know.
I think I could. Say I'm a bird.
No, I won't do it.
Say I'm a bird.
Stop it. Stop it now.
No. Say it.
You're a bird.
Now say you're a bird too.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Why is that scene known to be so romantic? Imagine filming that.
780-784-7107. Tell us the movie, win the passes.
Yeah.
Who are we speaking with?
Kelsey,
Okay, what movie was that, Kels?
The Notebook.
Correct.
That is right. You have won 2 passes to check out Landmark Cinemas.
It's going to be weird as we get back into the normal. And I realized this last night. So we went to a really cool event being held at the Expo Center called Imagine Van Gogh. And it's like you get to live in the art.
So that runs starting today until September 5th, if I'm not mistaken. And it is so cool.
Really, really awesome. So afterwards, you and I got hooked up to go to like the sneak preview night or whatever.
Yep, the media night.
Afterwards, we hit up an Italian place on White.
Ragassi's.
Right. And really good food.
Locally owned, 3 brothers own it. Amazing. I was so hungry. Like, I haven't been out for Italian food in over
Right.
2 years,
That
man.
was the problem. So here's what I'm saying. I screwed up. The waitress was like, can I get you guys started with a drink? And I was like, yeah. Can I get like a liter of the red wine? Like your house wine. And for some reason in my mind,
no, wait. First of all, I suggested the half liter. And you were like, no, get the liter. Like, it just makes more sense. And I was like, okay.
because I thought the half liter was like a glass and a half. I thought it was like the little ramekin. You know what I'm talking about? That's like a little more than a glass. Mm-hmm. And I thought the half liter. I thought the liter was what the half liter is.
Not the case.
No, she brings out this jug of wine.
It's huge.
Like the blood of Ogun. Do you accept this huge jug of wine? I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with that on a Monday night?
Yeah.
And you're driving. So you said that you were just going to have 1 glass of wine.
Yeah.
So I had to have the other 6.
It was the 7 full glasses of wine's worth. Like, we had to get our phones out and do the math. We're like, how many glasses is a liter? And you're all worried. You're like, this server's probably worried about me because it's Monday night.
And I order a milk jug of wine.
It's been a while. We don't remember how to order drinks.
No, and I'm not much of a wine drinker anyway, but I thought like fancy art exhibit.
Totally.
Italian food. Like if there's a perfect night for a glass of wine or 7.
That was it.
So, yeah, I guess it's a liter is a bottle and a half of wine. I didn't know that.
So just wanted to let everyone know that as much as Ryder makes fun of me and he's like, oh, don't give Lisa white wine. She cries. Guess what Ryder does when he drinks a liter of red?
What?
Gets emotional.
I didn't get emotional.
Okay.
Lisa.
All right. Drunky drunk.
I was surprisingly like not that drunky drunk. I thought I held that together.
Convo home was a little deep.
If you would have drank that wine, I would have had to drop you off at the hospital.
Here's another thing that we all need to take into consideration here is we're not used to going out and drinking. Mm-hmm. We've taken a year hiatus. So we need to pace ourselves because if you think about it, there are some 18-year-olds that are going to the bar right now that were like 16 when the pandemic started.
Right.
They're just getting thrown in to the sharks.
Yeah, good luck. And even the 20-year-olds.
So our thoughts are with people that work in the bar industry. Sorry about all that puke that you're going to have to deal with, carrying people out. Like, it's going to be rough.
And just a heads up, a half a liter of wine is more than enough for 2 people on a Monday night. Just remember that.
Well, that's you after the liter of wine.
What the hell are you talking about?
You just don't remember it.
The situational 7 at 7 today looks at the best situational fried chicken. Let's take a look at like the situational fried chicken. So here's an example. An honorable mention would be the finishing your kids' fried chicken. So they have like half a drumstick left, and you're like, yeah, I can take a run at that.
Okay.
Number 7 is the surprise house guest brings fried chicken.
That happened to you once, and you still talk about it. And that was like 3 years ago, man.
And you mentioned the place, Soul Fried Chicken. It was a pizza box of chicken.
Different flavors.
Oh, so good. Number 6, next day out of the fridge fried chicken.
When it's cold. I don't even like heating it up.
Well, here's the thing. Air fryers have made heating it up better again.
Okay.
Because the microwave never did it justice. So give it a try in the air fryer. But cold, you heat up the gravy, though, and dip the cold fried chicken in the warm gravy. I'm telling you, heaven. Number 5, the pregame fried chicken. Now, I think we need to explain what we mean by that.
Yeah, so we're not talking about like fried chicken you have before you go out that night. No. We're talking about the pre-meal one piece of chicken that you grab out of the box before you bring it home.
Or like if you're at a restaurant and you're picking it up, you like sit down with the bucket and you're like, better try this out. And you eat one and then you pack it all up and go.
Or the pregame could be that one piece that you eat over the sink before you plate your dish and bring it to the table with the rest of the family.
Number 4 for the situational fried chickens on National Fried Chicken Day is the with your grandparents. This one we were toured. We have kind of 2 merged with your grandparents because they all love fried chicken, and the family reunion fried chicken. And
somebody has to bring a bucket of chicken.
It always ends up, getting consumed when you're together with family. Number 3, the too hot to touch with your hands, but just the right temperature to bite fried chicken. You know what I'm talking about.
So you're like in a restaurant still, right?
Yeah, quite often that'll be the only way you can experience that, or if you make it yourself at home. Number 2 is the work potluck bucket. Now, if you're ever having a work potluck, which may never happen again, but bring a bucket of chicken to that, you will be very popular.
Well, it'll be the first thing to go.
It will be. Every time. And number 1 on the situational fried chickens, and I don't think anybody can argue this, the picnic chicken.
Picnic chicken.
It just works. It tastes better outside. Thank you for all the suggestions.
Play 107.
Before National Fried Chicken Day, we did the situational 7 at 7, counting down the best fried chickens. Number 1 being picnic chicken.
It's fun to say.
But yours involves jail? What? Okay, take it from there.
I work as a Crown prosecutor, and this guy got arrested, and he swallowed drugs. And so they put him in a special cell, and they're like, okay, like, man, you gotta go at some point. The drugs are going to come out. Like, we caught you. And he wouldn't go. He wouldn't eat anything. And so finally they're like, we'll get you whatever you want to eat. And he asked for a big crunch, and that made him go. It was, and so I use that all the time. I'm like, if you really need to go, you just got the old big crunch.
The gotta go fried chicken.
Totally. I swear it works. And it's like everybody knew. He was like, get me the big crunch. And the cops were like, okay, man, we're going to get you the big crunch. And it worked.
Extra warm lettuce on it?
Yeah, all of their eyes lit up. They're like, all right, this guy's going to be going in the next 12 minutes.
Yep, and he did, and they got the drugs.
Hilarious story. Thank you for sharing.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
All right, so does that get on the list?
We should probably take one out and put that in. Jail fried chicken. The gotta go.
So maybe we'll do the situational 8 at 8 today, seeing how it's 8 and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Love that story.
Quick poll on the text line. Am I a jerk?
Yes, let me just grab my phone here.
You're going to text in?
Yeah.
Okay, so I did something a bit controversial over the weekend, and I need to know if I should talk to someone to get my sins absolved. I was sitting in the yard, and there's this one squirrel that messes with your dog Gordy all the time. A very fast squirrel, loves to run across the fence. There's a couple of trees on each end of the yard that they love. Him and his little squirrel family. But they mess with Gordy on purpose, and I just think it's hilarious. Like, Gordy will run against the fence trying to catch these squirrels. He never will.
He's going to take down my fence eventually,
yeah,
is what I'm worried about.
So I saw this drama unfolding when I was hanging out in the yard during the beautiful weather forecast over the weekend, and I got bored. My phone overheated, so it died. So I had no one to text, couldn't scroll Instagram, Twitter, nothing. So I was like, what can I do? I did a little workout. That was fine, but then it was over. Now what? I went inside. I grabbed a peanut, a shelled peanut.
Okay.
And I brought it over to the fence and I made direct eye contact with this squirrel that was squawking at Gordy, like messing with him. Mm-hmm. And I put the nut on the fence and I said, game on.
So it was your goal to have the squirrel be caught by Gordy?
No.
Okay.
Because I know that the squirrel is smarter than Gordy and faster than Gordy, but I was like, let's see if you can handle this.
So your goal was to confuse the dog and mess with him.
My goal was to watch this squirrel successfully grab the nut behind Gordy's back. Okay. And I sat back in a lawn chair with my ice cold drink and I watched the drama unfold. And it was a great weekend. I had a good time. I eventually did get bored because the squirrel didn't come for a while. But when I came back into the yard 2 hours later, guess what was gone?
The nut and the squirrel. Gordy got them both. It's the 90s at 9. You're pretty excited. New phone plan day today.
I have been getting robbed.
Yeah, because over the last couple of years,
I might have the worst phone plan in history.
Over the last couple of years, it's gotten a lot more reasonable. It's still outrageous when you compare how much we pay to the rest of the world. Like, I guess it makes sense that we have a way bigger area in Canada to deal with. So that's why it's more expensive to get phones, as far as I know. That's the reason they can charge so much. But like in Australia, apparently it's 170% less to have a phone plan.
So I pay way too much money. I run out of data every single month with like what I do for work, always being on social media, posting things. And my friends know to not even try and contact me from like the 27th until the 2nd because they know I'm out of data and I'm not getting their texts unless I'm at home in Wi-Fi or at work.
So yeah, you need to go in there and make a bit of a storm today.
Well, I was really unaware of phone plans, how much data equaled what at one point. Now I have this newfound confidence where I'm walking in there and I'm saying, I want unlimited data and I'm not paying more than $80 a month.
Whoa.
And I'm going to say it like that. And I'm going to say, and I'm also going to say, I don't want to be here for longer than 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because I'm always there for 2 hours. I'm like, what's the holdup?
It's because they got to get all those the hidden folders that you have on your phone transferred over. Those are hard to access.
My Vault app. The Vault photos.
Exactly. Well, good luck in there.
I don't need it.
Okay. I love that you're so confident, but I can't imagine what you're actually going to say when you... Hi,
excuse me. Just whenever you're ready. Take your time.
I'm good with anything.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.